Alright, I'm back with another Destiny video. I'm about a day behind in my videos because so much stuff keeps happening, and then I was on a trip, so I missed Monday. So my State of the Game post was yesterday, and now today I'm talking about yesterday's finale, which happened at Reset. I will obviously caution you that spoilers follow here. I would finish the seasonal questline and log in and play the mission and watch the cutscene organically rather than watch it unfold here as I'm recording this. But you probably know that already, or you don't care if you clicked on this video. That said, Bungie itself posted the finale cutscene, all 4 minutes of it, pretty much 30 minutes after the quest went live. I think they were trying to use it as like a Lightfall promo, but it's very, very spoiler heavy, and I don't quite understand why they did that exactly, but whatever. I don't know. At least no one was yelling at me for spoilers for once, and I am these days I'm more cautious than ever. I did get this spoiled for me in part by some annoying people who don't realize when you say things like, gee, you know, it's great to see Rasputin back, and then someone replies, don't get too attached, bro. Like, that's a spoiler, and I know you read something in a data mine, and now I know Rasputin dies. So I did know that Rasputin would die. That's not really, I guess, a secret because they tell you he's going to sacrifice himself right at the beginning of the mission as the solution to what to do about Xivu Arath and the war stats. The conundrum there was always that if Xivu Arath got control of the war stats, she could wipe us out. If we use the war stats on Xivu Arath, that would just empower her because she thrives on death, even the death of her own armies. So Rasputin finally came up with a pacifistic solution where he will self-destruct and destroy the war stats. Ultimately, it comes down to we're not fighting Xivu Arath directly for the war stats, we're fighting Aramis. And the final mission is it's pretty good. It's okay. It's kind of retreading different areas in the station that we've been to before. In the Operation Seraph Shield mission, the final boss zone is the same boss room that you fight the Seraph Shield boss in. It's just a hive witch or wizard boss floating around instead of Fallen. I run it on 2 characters now. It's a pretty good mission. It's somewhat intense. It's at Ledge difficulty, which is not that hard. There's no champions or anything, so it's fine. And then we get to the final cutscene, which some people are calling the best cutscene Destiny has ever had. I can see that. I can't have a mental list of every cutscene I can remember in my mind. I think the initial Cade death cutscene was pretty good, where he was fighting all the Scorn and then ended up dying. I thought that was a really well done cutscene. But in terms of kind of the overall emotional impact and like the sort of epicness of what happens here, even knowing Rasputin died or would die, when the Traveler started lifting off, and I think it's Aramis that's saying like it's happening again, where the Traveler is trying to bail on us. I did not see that coming. I mean, granted, you know, fool me once, fool me twice, but like Aramis is kind of right, and Aramis is trying to execute Rasputin's original protocol of shooting the Traveler to make it stay, a protocol which was never actually executed, because it's trying to flee. And the last time the Traveler fled, it was from the Elixni homeworld, and in its wake left the Whirlwind, which was this sort of catastrophic, I don't really understand the Whirlwind in full, but like, it pretty much destroyed Elixni civilization, having appeared and then left. And so, yeah, best case scenario, we are left defenseless if the Traveler leaves. Worst case, we have our own Whirlwind that happens. So Aramis is trying to stop that, and that's kind of good. Like, even, you know, she's quote-unquote working for the Witness, and the Witness is like on her screen, but I think her own motivations are more personal, that I think she kind of resents all of her old captains being turned into Scorn zombies, and what she's doing is more for her kind of own revenge against the Traveler, and to try and help us even not have to deal with the aftermath of the Traveler leaving. The cutscene stops just short of going all the way. The Traveler does not flee in full. The Traveler gets high above Earth orbit, but is ultimately trapped just by the fact that the Witness is here with a whole bunch of pyramid ships, I'm a little confused because, like, we already had a lot of pyramid ships here, but now there's even more pyramid ships. The Witness itself is here. Callus has his weird pyramid ship variant that's going to head to Neptune. But the long and short of it is, like, essentially the Witness is trapped. Or, sorry, the Traveler is trapped. Rasputin disconnected, killed itself, destroyed the war stats. A very emotional scene with Anna Bray. That was a very good scene. Very good kind of performance capture animation there. Ending his 9-year-long arc, which is... I wrote a whole article about this today where, I mean, he's been such an integral part of the game, and to see his arc kind of finally come to an end was really something. But the Traveler has to stay because the Traveler is trapped. It seems like the Traveler probably would have fled if it could, but now it is stuck between, Earth and then being surrounded by pyramid ships. Next season, we know the main storyline is going to Neptune and fighting the war there with the Cloud Striders, or alongside the Cloud Striders, but the season is about the battle going on Earth. So there are also Cabal forces invading on Earth. So there is a war at home as well, and then the Traveler is kind of caught in the middle of this. Obviously, if the Traveler left, we would lose our light powers, so we need the Traveler to stick around for the time being. But obviously, we are heading toward the end of the Light and Darkness saga, which at baseline means the end of kind of the Witness and the Traveler fight, I believe. But I do not think we are losing our light and dark powers, because that would be very complicated and weird to suddenly lose all those. Someone described it as like the Force still existing, even if Jedi and Sith don't exist anymore, which I think is a good analogy. So I think that's where we're heading. I almost wish they pulled the trigger and let the Traveler like fully escape and abandon us. That would have been a big shock. But even what happened, what unfolded on screen was still pretty awesome. I think this was a really well filmed and directed cutscene, just in general, and with all the different characters looking up at what's going on, the juxtaposition with Aramis versus Rasputin, the Traveler itself leaving, the visuals of that, really kind of jaw-dropping stuff there. And then obviously you log back into the tower and the Traveler is gone. For the first time in 9 years, it is not above the last city. I am not, like, it's not that far away, I don't think. It is still in Earth orbit somewhere. I believe there's a glitch where you could still see it from the Elixir Quarter, because that skybox wasn't changed. But going around the Cosmodrome, the EDZ, I don't think you can see it now in the sky. So I'm not precisely sure where it is, other than not too far away and still able to, lend us its light powers. As I said on Twitter, I'm kind of sick of the Traveler's shit. It seems entirely self-serving, and I think the entire time we've sort of just been its zombie protector army, and that is why we exist. That is why it resurrected Guardians in the first place. I think it is just trying to protect itself. I do not think it cares remotely about protecting us as a species or population. So that may be part of, what happens when this saga ends, whether, the Traveler is not some benevolent thing, gifting us these powers for our own benefit. It is doing so to save its own skin, and we will see what happens when we perhaps no longer need to associate with it, because it kind of sucks. Anyway, I agree with the overall consensus that this was a really, really solid season finale. The mission itself was pretty good. The cutscene was fantastic, and I'm very excited to head into Lightfall as a result. Tomorrow I will have some very specific Lightfall coverage going up. I won't say anything more besides that, but there will be a lot to talk about tomorrow. So check back in for that. Hopefully I do not have my schedule disrupted anymore and can get to that in a more timely fashion. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.